Alright, so we got a, I don't know, I think this is a Yamaha Stratoliner. So we are going to be changing the front and the rear tire on it. Alright, first thing we need to do is get this thing jacked up. They actually conveniently add a little bar right there that we can jack off of. We got space right there, and we got some space right there. Alright, not the proper tool to do this, but yeah. Got this pinch bolt, and go at it. Axle. No, we're stuck. Dude, don't tell me I gotta take this fender off. Oh no, it's the brake pads. No way, are you serious, bro? Look at this. Look how the reflector. Yeah, bro. These ain't going back on. I'm funny, they are going. There we go. Alright, there's that. I'm gonna put that one in there for shit so we don't lose it. Valve core remover, stick it in there, some little notches in there, you grab it. There we go. There it is. Sometimes you gotta put your weight on it, man. Like a bigger person with like more weight, you know, they could probably knock that out on the first try, but I try to be gentle. And got all blockheads stuff in my way. Blockhead pina colada mix. Try some. It will clean your bike. If you don't break it first. All right, so what I got here, this is some bead grease, and you use this to like lubricate the tire. So now one side, mount it up on the other side.
There you go.
Yeah, this stuff hard, man. This tire changing is hard regardless, but when you trying to break the bead with like some tire spoons and all that, I got time for that. I will say this about this thing. I recently bought another one of these because I found that my duck head got to where it was slipping. Not damaging anything, it's just, instead of it gripping like it's supposed to, it just gives up. And obviously you're trying to take something, you saw how stiff that was, so we have to go over, get the lip of the tire, then we lock it on that little tab right there. We'll take it like this. Here's where the magic, see how it's locked now? So now we just go like this. I'm not gonna let that go fully just yet. Because what likes to happen, the tire will like try to walk back on the wheel. That's the first side. Now this part can be a little challenging. And it really, so we do it like this. Go like that. We're gonna hook it onto that again. I like to use another one and just stick it right there, because what's gonna happen, this one's gonna release. It's gonna come out from under its hook. And if this spoon isn't here sometimes, depending on how stiff that sidewall is, it's gonna cause that tire to go back on that rim, and you're gonna basically be ratcheting for nothing. See, I got this one right here to keep this from going back on the wheel. Just like that. See, that one comes out, and now it's just a matter of just releasing that. And now the tire's off. Right about here. Yeah, see that right there? This tire's cupping, man. We're gonna see what happens when we put it on, and obviously we're gonna do a ride, but that tire's got some weirdness to it. We have to line the red dot up with the valve stem. Sometimes you can force these tires on, man. It depends on how strong you are. I don't always have the strength to do this, but I try to walk them on as much as I can. So we're gonna see if we can get this thing to hook. There we go. First bee's on. I'm gonna lubricate this up. I'm gonna hold this like this, but before I go too far, this keeps the tire within the drop center, because if the tire is not within the drop center, that's when it starts slipping. I'm gonna put that like there, and I also did grease this up. So I'm gonna hold this. As long as this drop center tool holds, we should be fine. And done. Tire's on there. Release this tool. No scratches. Turn that back. Lift this up. Get that off and we done. Only thing I hate about being this close is that when it does gunshots, I'm close to it. And that is why I did not want to get close. I just don't like being close to that. Well, I'm close to it now because I already did it. Last thing we got to do is throw this bad boy on the balancer. Hopefully I get lucky. Got a feeling we're not going to be balanced. Alright, so check it. We have some old weights right there. We have some old weights right there. We got some new weights up there. I'm going to sit this at the top. We're going to let her drop. Man, that's where the old weights are. Buddy, I think I'm gonna leave that exactly where it is. Looks like we might have gotten lucky, team. Look at that. I'll do it on this side. Weights, it should not float or rise too much. And she stays where she's at. See, there's grease. All right, sit that. We're going to torque this down, then we're going to torque these down, then we're going to put the pinch bolt in there and torque it down, then we're going to put this fender holder on here. Alright, sit the weight right on the wheel. Torqued. Alright, 17 foot-pounds. We're going to take the axle pinch nuts. I'm going to thread it first by hand. Alright, torqued. Now we just got to put that piece back on there. So we're going to do with this. Look at that rust that's on there. The only thing I'm going to do for the rear tonight, because I've eaten dinner and I'm tired. Actually, this is the same day that I worked on the Ranger, swapped the alternator. Then Lenore, my good friend with the 2018 Indian Chieftain, she came by, changed her oil. So doing all this in a day, and now I've eaten, and I got to work tomorrow. So this is about where I'm probably going to end it. So we're going to put this through. Oh, one more thing. Get some of this excess off, because I don't want this stuff to get on the rotors and do something weird with the brakes. even though, you know, we have the manual and everything, I actually do watch what other people do before I jump into something, just to make sure, like, hey, there may be some gotchas. But this rear end, it doesn't have a swing arm drop. So on the Indians, you can pull a pin. It allows the swing arm to move independently of the rest of the bike. And so that allows you to keep the exhaust on and just raise the bike up and pull the tire out. We got 3 points here. We got these 2 right here. And then there's a third. There's one right here. Pull that. This will allow us to take the entire bag off. This one comes off. All right. Start this up here. We got the axle nut right here on the opposite side, directly in line with the slip-on. So that's probably gonna have to come off. We got one right there, a clamp, and we have 2 bolts right here underneath to give this support. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull those 2 off. These 2 slip-ons on both sides, and we're gonna leave it at that tonight. God damn! I'm not finna. I'm not finna fight you, buddy. No.
Did you break some?
Brake caliper in the way. Use a bitch. Cause why are you here, bro? I should be doing things for more money, but I do them for cheap. God damn! Like, why is this so damn hard? Ooh, what? This is what I had to do. With this, with the adapter, with the extension. Oh my God, whoever. It don't take that much to hold these on here, bro. Why y'all, no, stop. Why? All of this just to get to your axle. Now newer baggers, yeah. Never again, bro. A good old friend PB blast and a little bit of wiggling and shaking. Yo, these suckers are rusted, but they do get like super hot, so that's one. Yeah, there's no way I can get that breaker on here because of this belt guard, so I gotta get this in here. Fix it. Some penetrating oil. Next to le pursuit with the dead battery. I made the mark right here for the alignment on the belt adjustment for this side, and I did the same for the other side. So when I pull these off, I'm gonna get them pretty close to where they currently are. I shouldn't have to make, yeah, that belt, that deflection feels about where it needs to be. So it might need a slight adjustment, but I'm just gonna pull it off and put it all back to where it needs to be. But tonight, we're gonna save that for tomorrow. Welcome to day number 2. Essentially what I'm doing, it's like after work, I am loosening these alignment dowels for the axle. I gotta do this on both sides, for the left and the right side. This is the alignment side, and the other side is gonna be the belt. And then I'm gonna break the axle loose, knock the axle out, and then I'm gonna have to struggle with this freaking caliper bracket. So I'm hoping that I can finish this guy's bike today, because I don't wanna work on it tomorrow. And I had a really good day. 212 millimeters. Right, so that breaks that free. You know what, this ain't working. We gotta use the right hand. It's in
Right
there.
hand gets better, right?
Yep. So we're gonna back this all the way out, and then I'm gonna go get my 27 millimeter. Thank you other YouTubers out there that have already shown me the way. Once I do this, lock those like that, break that bit loose, knock it, and it should come up out of there, boy. Y'all said that was a 27, bruh. Oh, that ain't a 27, that's a 32. My stuff is not in order. It's not in order. That's my 27. Sorry. Yep, and now she's moving. Oh, right, I forgot. Actually, I'm not done, because I've never done this before. I actually got to take the caliper loose. So once you do that, you're gonna get the spacer. And then we're gonna take this alignment dowel, make sure that's for the right side. This exhaust has a bracket right here that's literally, why is it blocking the caliper bolt? Even if I were to get that caliper bolt off, there's no way I'm gonna be able to torque that. And on the other side, there's a piece just like this that's blocking ability to get the belt guard off. All right, there's my axle. All right, and there's the belt guard. Here's the adjustment for the left side. This is a thick belt, my boy. This bike is making me not have the good day that I thought I was gonna have when I came home. All right, so the belt's off. The problem with the belt being off right now is that it is on the inside of the sprocket. So for me to get it off, I'm gonna have to try to roll it. Once I lift the bike up, I'm gonna have to try to roll the tire forward, unloop the belt, and then pull the tire out, which means that when I go back with the tire, I'm gonna have to push it all the way in, wrap the belt back around it like that, and then lock it back in, and then peel that belt back over it. So these are the things that I kind of have to remember, like, hey, is this how I took it off? That's how it's gonna have to go back on. If not, I'm gonna have a bad time. So this bracket is gonna have to come with the tire because it's hooking into that. So you're gonna have to disconnect it from the caliper so you can free that up. God damn, I hate this bike, bro. Okay, how am I gonna get that off? This right here, I never want to buy a Yamaha Stratoliner strictly off of this. This is absolutely silly. And whoever tightened this piece up, why did you? This is the equivalent of tightening up a drain plug more than it needed to be. There we go. There we go. There's the tire. I didn't have to disconnect the sprocket. Oh, buddy.
It's been a long day.
That's okay. Because Brandon's dope. We took the spacer that was in here, the interfaces with this roller bearing, took the dampeners out, for the cush drive, took the sprocket off because Brandon didn't know what the hell he was doing. And now, there's also a spacer that's still right here. So now when I come down, yeah, that's what we're looking for. Here we go. You got it. All right. This is a Bridgestone, etc. Try to get it. Oh, this is a stiff tire, buddy. Holy cow! Watch how it tries to peel it on. I'm gonna add too much to that. Just enough to give it. See, it slipped. So the duck head does slip, but it tends to slip more on tires that are very, very stiff. And so the more stiff those sidewalls are, the more weight you have to put on that tire to hold it in that drop zone. Actually, no, I'm gonna need both of these. I'm gonna put some grease on here. Some bead grease. Basically, once we start doing this, it'll slip in. That's one. And we're gonna move around to the next one. And we're gonna have to hold this one and make sure it don't try to pop out. Yeah, we're gonna have to start this over. Cause this tire here, buddy, it's not cooperating. See how it's bunching up like that?
Yeah.
No, dear God, don't come out. I can't hold it. Ugh. All right, if it don't work this time, I'm gonna use my iron. I think I'll be able to hold it. Got it. All right, check that out. See, it didn't even, typically you can use both of these. You put one here, you put one there, and it takes the pressure off the end. This one was just really hard. This, I'm gonna go like this. It's done. All right, so we already got our pops. Sorry guys, you missed them. But we're gonna set this thing to 40. 40. Oh shit. 39. Good enough. Go in here and get some of this hem. Just like that. This goes in there like that. Bop. Cool. Now we're gonna take our push drives, put them back in their space. Each like this. They go like that. That one go like that. That one don't go like that. That one go like that. This piece, we're gonna slide it back in the way that it came, like that. Boom, bada bing. We got no grease. Brandon don't do everything right, but we are gonna put this thing back the way that we found it. So now it's gonna go like that. I'm actually gonna go in here and clean up any residual. That's a seal right there. Yep. Brandon forgot to balance this thing. I was getting so excited. I was like, oh my God, I'm almost done. And it's like, did you remember to balance? No, I didn't. All right, we'll roll with that. It's okay. Try this again. All right. Try this again. That might be too much weight. See how this floating to the bottom? Mm-hmm. So if I take that one weight off, yeah, see, it's not moving, it's not floating once you kind of set it. Mm-hmm. It's kind of where it needs to be. So I think that's probably gonna be balanced. Yeah. All right, so we're torquing these to 68 foot-pounds. Turn this thing sideways. Just need it to clear. Alright. We're gonna pop that back in there. Man, while we out here worrying about tires, Buddy needs some brakes. He got barely any meat back there. So, all right. Let him know. Hey, buddy. Need some brakes. So we're gonna try to get this. All right. Okay, belt is on. What we ended up having to do, man, there's a bar back here. This bar had to come off because every time we try to lift this tire in and get that, there's a bracket right here. That is a pain. That back, never again will I work on these bikes. But honestly, if it wasn't for this bar right here, well, I don't even know what the purpose this bar even serves. Educate me. If not for that bar, this would have been a lot easier because every time I tried to pull this back and line it up, this would get in the way. And so I actually damn near got it on the first try once we took the bar off. So now that we've done that, we're gonna put the tensioners back on, torque this thing down and deal with the brakes, and we should be done. Oh, and the stupid exhaust. So what I need to do now is torque this down to 19 foot-pounds. Come on, give it back. Give it back. Give it back. That. Took the shake out of that. Give me my socket back. Piece it. There we go. All right, so we're good on that. I go to 110. Oh, this doesn't go to 110. No. We got the manual torque wrench out. Booyah. All right, now I just got to put the exhaust back on, bags, and this bike is done. And done. And I gotta clean up all of this. Yay me. Just out here putting a couple miles on this thing just to really scrub the tires in, make sure there's no weird issues going on. But I can tell you that those back brakes, they stop, man. But woo, I don't want to take away the little meat that he does have left back there because he's gonna need some brakes. But I did let the owner know about that. So yeah, it's just a quick little safety ride, and of course it allows me to take these bikes on a little bit of a test ride, really. Not even so much for the safety, just to kind of see what they're about. But I've never been on a Yamaha Stratoliner. I can tell you that these bars, they are set up for a taller individual, not for me specifically, but I can't say I am comfortable. There are people that are my height that set their bars up this way. But yeah, man, this thing's definitely set up to put some miles on and go a long way. But this exhaust, these Freedoms, man, they sound really good. I wish Japanese bikes had 6 gears, or at least the older ones, like my M109R. When you're in 5th gear, and including this Yamaha Stratoliner, it always feels like it has another gear because it revs, like the noise that you get from 5th gear is so much higher in the rev range, or at least it feels like that. But really, we're only going at 3,000 RPMs right now. And it's kind of like that on my M109 too. It's like, dude, it sounds like I can shift again, and then you go like, oh wait, there's not another gear. But compared to the Honda VTX that I rode, this bike is stable, man. And they're both using Shinkos. That is some, whew, whatever that was, it didn't make it. The Shinkos, even though that tire looked like it has some cupping, it actually turned out to be just fine. This bike is handling just as it should, and I don't think there's any problem with it. There's no weird wobbling, there's no weird dancing. I don't feel like the bike's gonna do anything weird or something that I'm not expecting. So I can say, man, this bike, it's good to go. But we're gonna do a little pull. Whoa, okay. This thing will get on down. Yo, okay, Yamaha. All right, okay. Yo, this thing's super stable. I can feel that front end lift up a little bit. Look at all the cows, man. You're just not out here like that. At least they're not migrated to this side of the land. But no, this thing, dude. Oh, I can smell those cows. Yeah, man, this thing, you can feel that front end kind of rise up a little bit, and it squats because of the weight in the back. But it is a bit windy out here, so I do have to be a little careful. The front end does want to dance a little bit because of the wind turbulence, but otherwise, this is a very stable setup, and I can see why he likes it. But the owner did say when he parts ways with his Yamaha, he will be getting a Pursuit, so that is pretty interesting as well. And I need to slow down because there is a sheriff. He's coming out. This bike reminds
reminds me a lot of my N109. I have been sleeping on the power of a Yamaha, man. These things get down, baby. I'm trying to think the last time I've been on a Yamaha. Oh man, it's been some years. Other than my F-07 that I had years ago, and maybe a quick rip on a R1 or something. I'm trying to think, have I ever been on anything else? Probably not, man. I don't get a lot of opportunity on Yamahas now that I think about it. We may have to change that. But yeah, Yamaha Raider, Yamaha Strikers, all of that. Yeah, I know about them, but hey man, don't get a chance to see them too often, but this bike's done.
Stratoliner is back in one piece. We scrubbed those tires in, so when the owner gets on it, they can just rip, not have to worry about any slickness to them. We check the rear brakes, we check the front brakes to make sure that the pads are connecting to those rotors. Another reason I go on these rides is because I can check stuff like this, make sure nothing vibrates out, do one last little check, tighten them up, snug them. Everything seems to be in place on this bike. Oh shoot, there's a hidden battery tender. How about that? That means that battery's under that seat somewhere. But no, man, the power on this bike is pretty interesting. I'm actually, I've been sleeping on Yamahas, man. Oh, another thing I was checking also is the exhaust. You know, even when you take these things off, you need to go back and check them, tighten them up. There may be some smoke that I was trying to burn off from the PB blast when I was trying to get these off. So anyway, bike's good to go. It's ready for the riding season. I think the owner's gonna love it. And yeah, as always, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. This bike was a little bit of a pain, but we got through it as always. Almost broke my tire machine, but it's okay. Hope you learned something. Catch you in the next one. Peace.